Good morning, everyone. Welcome. My name is Menachem Creditor. It's my honor to serve as scholar in residence and rabbi for UJA Federation of New York. We bring you Torah and music, blessing, and community every weekday. We've been doing so since March 18th, 2020. Today it is Friday, December 1st, 2023. That's more than 3.5 years of Torah every weekday morning, finding each other, saying good morning, saying hello, checking in to see how we are each doing, grounding ourselves in some spiritual wisdom as we face the world day after day after day. Today is broadcast 939. Thank you, Penny. Shabbat Shalom. It's good to see you. John, my friend, lovely to see you. Justin, what a gift to see you after traveling in Israel together this week. Blessing you and yours with some rest and some peace, and thank God for the good work we're going to keep on doing together for our community here and our people around the world. Let's see who's here on Facebook too. It's good to see you, Joy and Janetta, Deborah and Barry, Booker Tov, Marilyn, Jerry, good to see you, Arlene and Adrian, Catherine sending love to Australia, Julie Ann and Joyce. Yes, it is White Shirt Friday for those who have the tradition that we've been sharing together for 3.5 years. Minna and Ron, Ashley, sending love to Mexico. Hope that you are well. Lisa and Patricia, Barbara and Dale, good morning. Hi, Lydia. Hi, Natalie. Patricia, you're dealing with some severe neck pain, sending you all the comfort that I can digitally. Arlene and Linda, Chana, good morning. Hi, everybody. Hi, Patty. All right, let's take a breath, sing a blessing, learn some Torah, get ready for Shabbat. Here we go. Hi, Unga Alex. Hi, Noah. Noah, you're on Facebook. Your son's on Instagram. Linda, I'm just going to say what you said and then continue. You said your daughter-in-law's cousin was hostage and released yesterday. Thank God. Thank God. Thank God. Hi, everybody, and welcome, my love. Everybody give some love to my wife, Neshama, whose heart is big enough to hold the whole world. Cheryl, it is your mom's yurtzeit today. May her memory be for a blessing. Thank you, everyone, for being present today and for bringing your whole heart. Today is a day that got complicated again as Hamas violated the ceasefire and fired rockets upon the people of Israel in the south. And in addition to that, Hamas took credit for a shooting massacre just as I left Jerusalem, at the entrance to Jerusalem at a bus stop that killed 3 people, 2 older adults, a man and a woman, and a young woman who was pregnant and davening, just standing at a bus stop with a siddur and praying. And May their memories be for a blessing, and may we be even stronger in our resolve to fight for life and to understand that for all of the world's, not just discomfort, but ignorance and malice toward our people, we will fight for life knowing that we must. And we will continue davening at bus stops, and we will continue having our babies, and we will continue championing our people's welfare. This week's Parsha makes clear that that is not a modern need, nor is it a singularly Jewish problem. But no one fights for our family like we do, and no one will fight for our family if we don't. So this is our responsibility. Some of you might be familiar with a very famous book written by a very close friend of Neshama's and mine. Anita Diamond's book, The Red Tent, is a reclaiming of part of this week's Parsha, giving voice to a matriarch whose name is Dinah, who does not receive the attention she deserves in the Torah, especially when, as a child of Jacob, she is only called a daughter of Leah. Now, what a glorious legacy it is to be a daughter of Leah. But in the Torah's mindset, it is a way of not connecting her directly to her father. And why is that even more striking? Because we hear in the Torah that Leah had given birth to a daughter, the only daughter in Jacob's line that we know of. And the Hebrew in our Parsha, it's chapter 34, verse 2. Vayar ota Shechem ben Chamor hachivi, nesi haaretz. Shechem, the son of Chamor, of the tribe of the Chivim, chief of the country, saw her, and the Hebrew, Vayikach ota, took her, Vayishkav ota, and lay with her, Vayaneha. And this translation says, and disgraced her. Now, what's important for us to say is that the text actually says, and he raped her. Now, Anita Diamond's book, The Red Tent, is a midrash that is incomparable in modern literature. It redeems Dinah, gives her her voice, not just gives her her dignity, but recognizes the power of what every woman, every girl deserves. Now, I could expand that and say every human being, and of course I mean that too. But in the absence of the Torah's acknowledgement, of her father's acknowledgement of what has been done to her, Anita wrote a very powerful liberation story for women. I have read it many times. My family has read it many times. I will read it again, and I'm grateful for Anita's incredible wisdom. What's really important to understand here, though, is that the Torah's mistake and Dinah's father's mistake in being silent in the face of her being raped is that we are seeing the same thing happen again to our daughters, to our women. Among the most striking moments that I had in my trip to Israel this week, a solidarity mission with elected officials from Westchester that was run by the Westchester Jewish Council, where I served as a spiritual advisor for the trip, was going to the Hostage and Missing Families Forum based in Tel Aviv. By the way, I walked in, and among the things that immediately hit my soul was that the owner of the building is an Israeli company called Checkpoint. My sister works for Checkpoint in Tel Aviv, and they bought this building, and instead of selling it, they donated it to the family's organization to do their holy work. The elected officials and I went in together, and we saw the storage room where they organize all the t-shirts and all the posters and all the graphics and all the online resources, including, by the way, one line of computer code that I added onto my own blog that will count every second that our family is still hostage. It has been 55 days, 10 hours, 51 minutes, and 6 seconds that hundreds are still being held hostage by Hamas, and we have seen the condition of their captivity as they are continuing to tell the stories. Children held in solitary confinement, being made to watch graphic videos of degradation of their neighbors, murders of their parents. We've also seen, and this is incredibly hard to talk about, trigger warning, my friends, but given the text of our Parsha, Dinah's pain, her assault, the rape of Dinah, which isn't erased by even the most creative midrashim. Nothing can change what happened to her. We have watched footage that Hamas took gleefully of gang rapes of Israeli women. Where are the Jewish hearts broken? Where are our eyes shattered? Where is the work of every global feminist organization to believe Israeli women about their pain, documented, testified? Believe women unless it's Israeli women? Of course not. Their silence has been deafening, just as Jacob's silence was deafening about his daughter's rape. Now, the response to the silence is one generation long, because her brothers are not just enraged, they act now violently. And Shimon and Levi, her brothers, massacre a whole town. I don't know that violence is the response to violence. We have a lot to say about that too. But in this week's Parsha, we see the consequences of silence. Millennia of men who do not use their ears or hearts when women are hurt, when women have been raped. This is the kind of language I would never, ever, ever choose if I had a choice. But in the face of deep degradation, the assault of our dignity, and the rapes of our mothers and grandmothers and daughters and sisters by Hamas, women's organizations around the world must be held to account. Elected officials around the world must be held to account. We must pay attention, friends, to Dinah's pain. And anyone who thinks that our response to Hamas's violation of the ceasefire has anything to do with bloodlust, with any kind of vengeance intention, follow the news carefully, friends, and amplify Israel's army's attempts to save Palestinian lives. Palestinians are absolutely suffering from Hamas's inhuman acts. Think about what could be done if they hadn't dedicated billions of dollars to building terror tunnels under all of Gaza, if they had chosen instead to use that cement and their clear determination to build hospitals and schools. Think about all of the LGBTQ Palestinians who have run to Israel to save their own lives before the war. Think about the efforts of the Missing Families and Hostage Forum, who are just trying to save their families' lives. When the elected officials and I went to the headquarters, what did we hear? We walked into an international press conference with media. And who was doing all the speaking? Women holding up pictures of their sisters who are still in captivity, held hostage by Hamas. And the forced smiles and waves when the hostages are being released. I want you to think about what it is to be a terrorist who has done all of the actions I just named, who has now held our people, who have held, God forbid we imagine it's you, but I'll just say me, who've held me hostage for 54, 55 days, telling me to wave and smile and patting me on the back. I don't know if you've seen the footage of this one Israeli woman who looked at her captor as she was being released and gave him a look that could stop a tank. We hold our heads high. We honor our ancestor Dinah. We fight for our sisters. We dare not remain silent. Our ancestors made that mistake too many times, and the world has not changed since. Who will show up if not we? Who will be the amplifiers of our dignity if not we? I hope, friends, that you are taking care of yourself and that you are not turning away. How dare anyone question our hearts and our souls? How dare anyone ignore the pain of our mothers and sisters and daughters? How dare anyone turn away? I know it's going to be Shabbos, and we're going to open up our hearts if we can and rest because we must. But the fighting that we are engaged in right now is not only for the sake of our tribe. It was so powerful for me. I sat with a wounded soldier at Hadassah Ein Kerem, a man who's 55 and had no obligation by Israel's rules to show up for reserve duty, and he did. And he was shot through the ankle. His recovery will be very complicated. And he was brave enough to talk to us. His father, by the way, it's a very famous picture from the beginning of the war, is a 95-year-old man who showed up for reserve duty. It was just remarkable. This 55-year-old man who's trying to recover as best he can was weeping, and nothing he said was about wanting to hurt anyone. And he said, I am fighting. I am fighting not just for my family. I'm fighting for humanity. Did you see what they did to our sisters? That's what the wounded soldier said to me from his hospital bed in Jerusalem. He said it to me. He said it to other elected officials. He did not say, I want to go hurt someone. I want to pick up the gun that I must use. In order, as Catherine is saying, to fight the inhumanity, we must absolutely double down on our own and demand that the world see that we are fighting an inhuman war, being as human as we possibly can. As the rabbis of ancient Israel said, B'makom she'ein anashim hishtadel liot ish. In a place where people are not being human, be a human. I am proud of the IDF. I am proud of the state of Israel. I'm proud of our sisters, of our mothers, warriors one and all, daughters of Dinah. And it's my job to be her brother. It is your job to be her family. So through our tears, we have to remember never to be silent. Not for our sisters, not for our mothers, not for our daughters, not for our descendants to come, who will look back and judge us by what we do today. The attacks on our dignity come in all forms, friends. One of them is silence. So in Dinah's name, we dare not remain silent, and we dare not allow the world to be silent. We have seen that before. We will never allow that again. October 7th has not stopped for so many of us, friends. It may be December 1st, but it is still October 7th. You and me, we have a job right now. We have a job. When we say Am Yisrael Chai, we are making a promise to our family. We are making a promise to our descendants. And in the name of the wounded soldier that I sat with at Hadassah Ein Kerem, with my dear friend Justin, who's here, Justin Brash. Love you, brother. What an honor to share this journey with you. Thank you for your leadership. You and I are absolutely called right now to make the promise to stand for life. And in the name of that wounded soldier, to remember that when we are fighting, we are not fighting only for Jewish survival, though we must fight for Jewish survival. We are fighting for humanity. Because if we do not fight for humanity, you have seen what could happen. It is possible somehow. It's unfathomable, but it is possible that human beings, all of us, every one of us, created in the image of God, have even the capacity to sublimate our own humanity. We are that powerful. Nebuch. So we have to be the antidote to that problem. We have to never hate, but we have to fight. We have to fight for justice. We have to fight for our own humanity. We deserve no less than what we fight for all people. So friends, you and I, we may be Bnei Israel, the children of Israel. But if we are not also Bnei Dinah, we are missing a vital part of our mandate in the world. So I'm going to take a breath, because this is not the way to end a pre-Shabbos broadcast. I'm going to take a breath. I invite you to do the same wherever you are. We don't sing because we're in good moods every time. We sing because it is a way of praying, as my wife has taught me. We sing We must sing. Not remaining silent takes many forms too. One of them is shouting to the heavens, writing to elected officials on social media, everywhere we can, not engaging with people who are ruthless, but fighting for light. So I'm going to pick up my guitar, not because I'm suddenly happy, friends. Oh, my beautiful friend Yadira. Oh, friends, you have to meet my friend Yadira. She's the incoming mayor of New Rochelle. She's on Instagram with us right now. Bless you, my sister. My tears are comforted because of you. What a gift to have you here. May we be in a world that requires less crying and gives us the chance to sing. All right. This is a song that I wrote a few weeks ago. I was a puddle on the floor then. I'm clearly a puddle again. I'm gonna translate it. It's a verse from Exodus. In Hebrew, it's Ozi v'zimrat Yah v'yehi li shua. God is my strength and my song, and that's what will save us. So, let's take a breath. I'm gonna sing as best I can so we can get ready for Shabbos, a defiant kind of Sabbath, a defiant Sabbath because we're going to choose rest and replenishment so that our souls can be strong enough to fight for humanity. So if I can't sing in the middle, I'm going to keep on playing. You keep on singing wherever you are too, friends. Need you. All right, friends. How can I bless us going into Shabbos? What can I say? May you have a Shabbat that brings you a neshama yetera, an extra soul, an extra dose of strength. May you find yourself breathing without having to remind yourself sometime soon. Me too. May we do the work, friends, of building this world faster than anyone can tear it down. We have work to do. It is beautiful, holy work for us to do. Let's take a second and just wish ourselves and each other and the people Israel and human beings everywhere, anyone in harm's way, Palestinian civilians, Israelis, our family, our friends, our neighbors. Let's wish everyone a good Shabbos. May it somehow, despite it all, be a good Shabbos for you. Jewish or not, have a good Shabbos. Take good care of yourself. I promise to do my best too. We have a lot of singing to do, a lot of loving to do. May we be blessed to find each other in better times and do a little bit of singing then too. Am Yisrael Chai, friends. Am Yisrael Chai. See you soon. Take care.